What's up, guys? I'm out here at the Tuacahn and Whiptail Trail. I came out and checked this place out yesterday, and it's a pretty sick trail, so I wanted to show you guys. This trail's like 6 or so miles long. Most of it's just trail. I can show you down here. It's a nice hiking trail. Doesn't seem like there's too many animals on it. There is some climbing a couple miles into the trail. Nothing too bad though. It's pretty easy. There's some great views and a lot of cool stuff to show you. So I'll give you a little hand view of what I'm looking at, and then we'll get started. Okay, so the parking lot's just over there. This is what this area looks like. There's the city of Ivins over there, and some of the hills. Beautiful red rocks. I'd love to see it, and I'm about to get started. I wanted to mention my shoes real quick because I'm wearing a different pair than I was last time. I'm wearing the Nike Pegasus. I believe it's the 39s, right? Yeah, the 39s. I didn't really buy them as a running shoe. I just kind of bought them as an everyday shoe. But they've been very comfortable for me. So I've liked that. As far as how they've held up, I put a lot of miles on them because I usually go on walks with them on paved roads and that kind of thing. And they've held up pretty well. At this point though, the soles, the actual thickness of the soles protecting my feet from the ground is really thin at this point. But I've put, like I said, a ton of miles on them. So I don't really blame the shoe for that. Otherwise, they've held up really well. I also had I think I had the Pegasus 37 or the 38. It kind of had the same issue where the sole on that one actually wore out pretty quickly. But generally, these shoes tend to be very comfortable, at least in my opinion. And they grip the ground very well. So I'd say overall a good shoe. Here's a good view of the canyon. That's where I came from, and that's where I'm headed. Luckily for me, I'm gonna get some shade in there. But I wanted to show you these canyon walls. All right, here's the Tuacahn Center. I had no idea this was here before I came yesterday. So it was pretty surprising to see this whole little stage set up in the middle of the canyon. At the same time, I wanted to show you these canyon walls. I just think it's really cool how you can see the different layers in the earth all in the walls. There's a little cave in the side of the rock wall. I don't know if it has a name, but it's a pretty cool cave. I checked that out yesterday, and I'm gonna head up there now. Okay, here's the cave. I don't know why I like this cactus so much, but it's super green randomly. Here it is. You can even hear me echoing a little bit. But it is a pretty big mouth, not very deep. And a nice spot to look at the rock wall on the other side. I don't know how these are formed, but I've seen a few of them sort of on the highway and stuff around this area. But it's a fun little cave. Here's a really good spot to see the walls of, it's called called here Padre Canyon. It means father in Spanish, so that's interesting. And that's a really interesting rock wall. We're almost to the top of this section of the trail, and I'll show you guys the view from there. Here's a great view of Padre Canyon from this side. You can see the city of Ivins there. I know it's windy, but try to get through this. There's a pine tree right here, which is awesome because you don't see that many of them in this area. And I want to show you this side as well. I just love some of these mountains. You got over there some really white looking rocks, which is different from a lot of the red rocks that you see in this area. And then on this hill, you get a really awesome layering effect that I just love to see. And then lastly, over here, this hill I think just has a great orange hue to it. So that's the direction I'm heading now, and I'll check back in with you soon. Here I'm down on the bottom of Padre Canyon. It seems like when it rains, there's probably some water flowing through here. At other points in the canyon, you can really see how the vegetation really gravitates towards these little sections here. But there hasn't been rain for a while, so it's very dry right now. But I just wanted to show this to you. All right, here it's starting to get pretty sandy, and these little bits of grass alongside the sort of alongside here to show you sort of how the water comes through here when it does rain. And I can actually show you, I think, if I dig down a little bit, yeah, you can see how the sand is a lot more moist in the lower layers. So definitely some water coming through here when it does rain, but right now in April it's not particularly rainy. Definitely was rainier in February and March, but very dry now. This is a really great area. It's super green in here, which, you know, makes me feel like I'm not in southern Utah anymore. But all those red hills remind me that I am. And they look amazing from down here. Okay, I've just turned the corner, and now the city of Ivins is once again in view. We're to the other side of this little mountain chain here. I'm back on a dirt road now, so it's not going to be trail anymore. But we are beginning to wind down the hike. Alright, I just wanted to show you a view of the horizon as this hike winds down. Saw the moon rise above the hills there. It's finally cooled down after being 90 degrees earlier. So it's very calm here. A little recap of the trail. We just finished it a couple minutes ago. I thought it was a really fun trail. It's challenging, but it wasn't too difficult. It's not too long either, and it's also not too short. And you get to do a lot of different things. There's some parts that you can run on or walk on. There's some parts where you have to do a little bit of climbing. There's, you know, rocks and sand and trail, and there's even a bike path later on the trail. But it's a really fun trail to come out here and film myself hiking it. And thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and most importantly, share it. Sharing helps out a lot, so anybody who you know who enjoys hiking content, send this to them. But other than that, that's gonna do it. Thanks.